Hey everybody, it's John Pollock with you, as always joined by Jimmy Corderas as we chat about the WWE Battleground event, which I'm going to guess wasn't even the best wrestling show that Jimmy Corderas experienced on Sunday, because our good friends at Smash Wrestling in Toronto had a dynamite show, and we are going to dive though into Battleground first of all. Last year's Battleground was just absolutely torn apart by people. One of the worst WWE pay-per-views in recent memory. This version, 2014, how did it live up?
Well, obviously after last year, the bar was set really low, so I would actually say it was better than last year, but still there was something lacking in this pay-per-view.
Yeah, the big story going into it was the fact that Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins set to have their first big singles match. For many people, that was the incentive to buy the show. It was the most anticipated match on the show, I think you could say. And then mid-show, they did an angle to take the match off of the show, having Ambrose thrown out of the building. He returned later. Essentially, you're going to get this match. It's just going to be delayed a month, which in the world of the WWE Network, you're going to get episodic programming like that. But if you're a pay-per-view consumer like we still are in Canada, that's $55 for what was, for many, the big incentive to buy the show. And it was just a blatant bait and switch.
Yeah, it just seems like they're doing stuff on the network during pay-per-views here in Canada that should be done on television. It just didn't feel right having that
and
happen.
Treating the network like your television.
Exactly. So you got to still think. I know the USA is their main audience. That's their home base. But there's a huge international audience you got to think about as well.
And on top of that, if you just want to talk about show quality, I think it brought the show down significantly not having that match. We talk about the four-way match, a good main event. John Cena retains, no surprises there, nor do I think they should have. But what did you think of the main event and kind of how they were trying to protect Roman Reigns? A few spots with John Cena, and it looks like Orton and Reigns likely get spun off.
Yeah, I didn't mind the match. I thought it was pretty good. I thought it worked. Everybody worked very well. The inevitable happened. John Cena won the match and retained the title. Roman Reigns did look good, you know, getting a lot of big moves on everybody. The spear through the barricade on the side. So I don't think they got the anticipated, reaction between the face-off of Roman Reigns and John Cena. We saw some reactions when Roman Reigns had face-offs with Triple H that got really good reactions. With John Cena, not so much.
Now, the crowd was very interesting on Sunday night in Tampa, Florida. The opening match of the pay-per-view portion, the Usos against Luke Harper and Eric Rowan. My match of the night, I think many people's. Great 2 out of 3 falls match. These four just have dynamite chemistry every time they go out there. And that's a credit because the match has been done many, many times at this point, but it's a great match. And I thought, just great way to start the show. But unfortunately, the crowd, they were so hot for that opener, they never got to that level again after that match.
Yeah, and it's incumbent on whoever follows that match. It's very difficult. Obviously, like you said, a tremendous match, great build throughout the entire match, getting to the crescendo of the finish, which is what a match is supposed to do. But following that match was very difficult, and it falls upon everybody who follows it to get the crowd back into it. And I know that they did that little bit with Dean Ambrose and Seth Rollins right afterwards. And I think that might have been what kind of killed. I think the placing of that.
Took the air out of the balloon. No,
yes.
You weren't getting that match. They told you pretty much right out of the bat. Chris Jericho and Bray Wyatt, I was a bit disappointed by this one. This one seemed to be the crowd just didn't get into. And these two, they just didn't seem to click at that level that I think many were anticipating. That's another program that I expect we are going to get a few more matches out of at this point. But a little disappointed given who was involved here.
Yeah, absolutely. And, you know, I was at the live event here in Toronto, Chris Jericho's very first match back after a year, and he looked like he had no ring rust whatsoever. In his match against The Miz on TV, looking like he had no ring rust. Against Luke Harper, looked great. For some reason, like you said, with Bray Wyatt, I don't know if it's just because it's different style with his unique style with Bray Wyatt. Maybe that's the reason why it's not clicking, and they got to get used to each other a little bit first.
And The Miz is our new Intercontinental Champion, winning the Battle Royal. There was no Rob Van Dam in this Battle Royal as he was off the show.
He thought the Battle Royal started at 4:20, so he was there early.
He was on a different time zone on Sunday night, apparently. But the Miz wins the title. Heath Slater gets the Maven Huffman spot of the whole Battle Royal, which got the biggest reaction of the entire Battle Royal. Heath Slater eliminating Cesaro, and AJ retaining the Divas Championship over Paige. And let's just say those two were not on the same page during that particular match. I'm going thumbs in the middle, slightly leaning down for this pay-per-view. Not the best effort.
Absolutely, I agree.
All right, they're back on Sunday, August the 17th with SummerSlam from Los Angeles, California. For Jimmy Corderas, I'm John Pollock.